Hey y'all, it's Naomi, and today we're going to be talking about the different castes of honeybees. So the term caste is used to describe the division of reproductive labor that defines eusocial insect societies. So first we're going to talk a little bit about worker female honeybees. Workers that are younger than 3 weeks have working ovaries and they can lay eggs, but they're not fertile since they don't go on mating flights to mate with drones. So when they do lay eggs, only drones will be produced. So on their hind legs, they have pollen baskets to collect pollen. A worker bee has a stinger, but unlike the queen, which the queen has a smooth stinger, the worker bee's stinger is 3-shafted, with each shaft having barbs like a fish hook, and the barbs cause the venom sac and a large part of the bee's gut to remain in the human victim, or in any victim that is a thick-skinned, but they can sting insects multiple times. So workers take 21 days to grow from egg to an adult, and workers produced in late fall are called winter bees, and they can actually live 4 to 6 months as the colony overwinters. So different groups of worker bees will have different jobs in the hive, and so one of the jobs is nurse bees. Now these bees will take care of brood or baby bees, making sure they're well fed and well taken care of. And then there's guard bees, which will be on the outside of a beehive, protecting the hive from predators. And then there's housekeeper bees, which clean the honeycomb cells and get them ready for pollen, nectar, honey, baby bees, really just anything that the colony needs at the time. And then there's foragers, which will forage outside of the beehive for pollen, nectar, water, even tree sap for propolis. And then there's attendant bees that'll attend to the queen bee, which now we'll talk about the queen bee. So the queen bee is the only female in the colony capable of reproduction, and she has fully developed ovaries. And her primary purposes are to produce chemical scents that help regulate the unity of the colony, and to lay up to 2,000 eggs per day at 30-second intervals. So that's a lot for a little queen bee. So she can either feed herself, groom herself, or even leave the hive to relieve herself. So that's where those attendant worker bees come into play to help her. So queens take 16 days to grow from egg to an adult, and within 10 days of emerging as an adult, the queen will go on a mating flight where she will mate with up to 14 drones. So now I want to touch a little bit on the topic of sex determination and haplodiploidy. Now it's a really deep topic, so if you want to know even more, I recommend doing research on it, but I've just kind of summarized it here. So haplodiploidy is a sex determination system in which males develop from unfertilized eggs and are haploid, and females develop from fertilized eggs and are diploid. And a queen can control if she lays a female or a male egg by measuring with her front legs the cell, the honeycomb cell. And if it's big enough, it's going to be for a male, and if it's small enough, it's going to be for a female. So because only the female eggs are fertilized, worker bees have half the genetics of a queen and half of the genetics of one of the drones she mated with. So that's called diploidy, and worker bees have 2 sets of chromosomes. And then since male eggs are unfertilized, drones only carry the genetics of the queen, which is called haploidy, and they only have 1 set of chromosomes. So drones are basically clones of the queen. So that's just kind of haplodiploidy summarized. And so now we'll talk about drones, which is our last honeybee caste. And so they have no stinger, and they have very large eyes, and they are produced late spring to midsummer. They take 24 days to grow from egg to an adult and can live up to 3 months. Now, every day, drones will leave the hive in search of a queen to mate with her, and they will fly up to 3 miles to areas called drone congregation areas. And this is basically an area where drones get in one spot and search for a virgin queen to mate with. And once they do mate with a virgin queen, they die immediately after. And so at the end of summer, the worker bees will kick out the drones of the hive to prepare for winter, and because they just don't have enough food for all of them, and plus the drones don't do any work around the hive, so the worker bees kick them out. So that's all I had for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. I thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.